my name is Alex, and today I'll be giving you guys a review of the Adidas Boost Sequence 2.0 ATR shoe. I just got this shoe just a couple days ago, and let me tell you guys a little bit about myself. I am a collegiate D1 pole vaulter, and we don't do a whole lot of miles like the distance runners might, but we do run, and we run about 15 minutes every other day for a warm-up, and other than that, we run on the track like sprint work and pulling the sleds and stuff like that. And we run on a hard Mondo track, so shin splints are not few and far between. They're like a plague around here. And that's kind of like the reason why I got these shoes. I wanted to try out the Boost is because um, if you guys don't know what the Boost is, it's actually, if you guys can see, kind of looks like styrofoam, but it's not. It's a bunch of plastic little pellet bubble things, and they're all fused together to form the heel of the shoe. And it might not look very stable or very durable, but it's actually more durable than the other like traditional foam sole that you would have in a shoe. It's much more durable, and it has much more feedback. Like when you hit the ground, you have like a little bit of a bounce back. You're not like hitting it so hard to where it actually like starts to hurt your knees and stuff. It'll give you a little bit of a feedback, which is great. I love that. And again, it being a little bit more durable means that my shoes gonna last longer because there's nothing more that I hate than walking around and you can see the sole of my shoe is all smushed down and like it looks like a pressed down marshmallow. um, so just a little bit about the shoe. You can see the three Adidas stripes here, the iconic stripes. Usually they're done in a fabric or some kind of stitching, but these are actually plastic. They're there to hold the midfoot nice and tight. That way you're not sliding around in your shoe. Creates great support. And as you can see around the back of the shoe or on the heel is actually just some more plastic just to keep your heel stable. So everything is nice and stable in the shoe and locked down. I love that. I hate it when my foot slides around in my shoe. There's nothing worse when you're trying to run and your feet are just jamming to the front of the shoe. Um, so just to keep going, I have on the front over here, you can see it's kind of like a stretchy mesh upper, or it's not mesh, but it's just a stretchy upper. Um, and over the top, there's kind of an overlay. It's kind of rubbery, and it's so like a diamond pattern. I think it looks really cool. Gives the shoe a nice futuristic look. um, and another thing that I really love about the shoe is actually what sold me on it. Besides the boost, which is what I was looking for, first. Above all, I was looking for it to be a boost shoe. But really what sold me was the ATR version. It's the all-terrain version. And the reason it is all-terrain is because it does better in wet conditions and just bad conditions and stuff like that. I think it actually is even supposed to keep your foot just a little bit warmer, in the cold conditions. Yesterday I ran actually through grass. It was raining, and usually my feet and my toes are freezing, and my shoe was pretty soaked, like about all the way up to here. You could tell it was wet, and my feet didn't feel cold at all, and it was pretty chilly outside. Like I was wearing long sleeves yesterday and long tights. But my feet weren't cold, so that's nice. But again, with the sole of the shoe, I got this because it is the ATR version, meaning it does better in wet conditions. I know the Mondo track for us can be very slippery, even dry. It still feels slippery, but even more so wet, you feel like you're going to face plant. So I thought, yes, I need these for myself, so I don't face plant. And I tend to wear my shoes down to the point where I'm literally slipping on the track because there's no traction left. So that's another reason why I got the ATR, because they have just a little bit more grippy, as you can say, on the bottom, which is just going to make my shoe last longer. As you can see right here, there's this little blue bit. It's plastic. It goes up around the front of the shoe, and what that does is it separates the heel from the forefoot, giving you guys just a little bit more flexibility, because you don't want to be running on solid blocks. You want to have some kind of movement in your shoe, which is great. You want it to feel a little bit more natural. And Adidas has that in pretty much all of their shoes that are for an athletic purpose. I think it's really great. And the only downside that I can have about this shoe is that you can see it's a very sleek looking shoe. And The only thing is that it just comes down and like touches my toes. It's kind of a little bit tight on my toes. Not necessarily tight, but I can feel it on top of my toes. And some people like that. I just like a little bit more room in the toe box. I think it's just a personal preference, and I don't think it'll be an issue for most people. I still love the shoe. I think it's great. It's comfortable for running. I don't have any issues in it. My foot feels secure. Um, but other than that, that's my only just minor complaint about the shoe. But again, I think it's a personal thing. Some people like the shoe to be nice and tight. I personally just like a little bit more room for my toes to roam around. um, so that's about it for this shoe. Oh, I lied. One more thing, the color. Our Mondo track tends to rub off on your clothes and your shoes, so we had white shoes that the school gave us 1 year, and by their first meet, our shoes were all gray and red because when we stretch on the ground, it rubs off on your shoe. That's why I got this shoe. I was so glad that the ATR version came in this nice neutral color. I think it looks awesome, first off, but it's also not going to get dirty. And if it does, it won't be that big of a deal because, again, neutral color. Um, and something else, if you guys are worried about colors of your shoes, Adidas has so many colors for their shoes. Like, look for function first. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to run? Like, stuff like that. How do you run? What conditions do you run in? How do you like your shoe to feel? Where do you like the most support? Because I guarantee you figure those things out first, they'll have a color you like. You don't have to worry about it. That's what's so great about Adidas. I've been an Adidas supporter all my life. So has my family. They've been always with Adidas. And now, I mean, we have this great new Boost technology, and a few of the Boost shoes have actually, I believe this is one of them, but some of the Boost shoes have actually been nominated for Runner's World, like #1 running shoe for 2014, which I think is really great. Um, really goes to show that in a company that's been around for so long, they're still coming up with bigger and better things to stay above and ahead of the competition. And again, this is my review of the Adidas Boost Sequence 2.0 ATR shoe. And nothing else to say than I love it. Hope you guys enjoyed.